On the channel, we're buzzing around for round 2 of Epic Toys, The Killer Bees.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Epic Toys Wrestling unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the Killer Bees for round 2 with Blair and Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. But for all your Killer Bee needs, I guess Epic Toys, but for everything else under the sun, hit up jstoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Got to get a deal out there. And you know we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We'll compare it to the first version of the Killer Bees from Epic Toys. As yes, there is some differences between the two. But let's dive into it here. A little WrestleMania 3 tribute on this one here. And of course, the first thing you notice every time you see Killer Bees figures, I don't care if we go back to the LJN days, Classic Superstars days, or the Epic Toy days, it is the yellow and black attack, which means only one thing. Yep, these boys said hell with the devil long ago, and they've been on Team Striper ever since the 80s, hanging out with the Sweet Brothers, hanging out with Oz Fox and the boys. Shout out to the Killer Bees, getting it done. You know, they love a little Christian heavy metal. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? But the Killer Bees, one of those tag teams, I don't know. I wouldn't call them, a tippy top tag team. A mid-card tag team, I think, is fair. High flyers once upon a time. Heck, Jumpin' Jim Brunzell was a high flyer once upon a time with great friend of the channel, Greg Gagne. Never forget those days, of course. And Blair, no slouch back in the day in Florida, let me tell you. But Blair, I've seen over the years a few times at the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Always seemed to be a nice guy, so shout out to him. And I even met Jumpin' Jim Brunzell one time, and he seemed like a nice guy as well. So Killer Bees getting it done, and I do like the packaging on this one. A little WrestleMania tribute, WrestleMania 3, I believe. Looking pretty good. You got a little bit of that WrestleMania font. 'Tis the season. It is WrestleMania season as I'm filming this. Looking good on the packaging, all points in between. Ages 18 and up. Bigger, better, and badder. Just like Striper, still going hard in 2026. On the back, we got War and Peace. We'll read through that. We got some glamour shots. Look like they're taking on the Powers of Pain. Oh, man, I wouldn't want to take on those guys. Oh, WrestleMania 2, it looks like. Or no, it says Killer Bees 2 with the WrestleMania 2 Roman numerals there. So, is what it is. And yes, okay, it is WrestleMania 3. We'll get there. One of the most monumental events in wrestling history took place on March 29, 1987 in front of over 93,000 screaming fans packed into the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. That night saw the exciting Killer Bees attempt to get back on track in the tag team title ranks. A win in this match would have propelled them into tag team championship pictures. It does not list their opponents. I believe Sheik and Volkov that night as well. What, Todd McFarlane? You were there? You made the trip from Canada? I thought you didn't like wrestling, but you knew it was a special event. You had to be there. And you left after the Killer Bees match because for you it was the main event? The more you know. That Todd McFarlane always keeping you guessing. You didn't want to stick around for Andre and Hogan? No? He said, I was good at that Killer Bees. I said, there's no topping this. I'm out. I'm leaving. Long trip back to Canada. Let's get an early jump on it. Todd McFarlane keeping us guessing from the couch. A lot of buzz. I see what you did there. Surrounded this match. The Bees were jumped before the bell by their truly un-American opponents. Blair watched on frustrated as his tag team partner was continuously illegally double-teamed. Ooh, I never like getting double-teamed, Todd McFarlane. It's never good. Towards the end of the match, Jumpin' Jim Brunzell was close to having his back broken. Yep, broken and being humbled. Oh no, that's a twofer. Until outside interference came to the rescue. Unfortunately, the match ended in a disqualification loss for the Bees. The Bees came up short on this fateful night, but they looked damn good doing it. And that's what you said too, so I guess the packaging agrees with that one there. But man, oh man, hard times for those Bees that night. Hard times, but interesting to see all that. Looking good here, though. We got Boris Zukov getting a little suplex on the back. We got a little Barbarian as well on here. I do like the sliding packaging, always a little nice there. So you just pop these bad boys out like so, very easily. Slide this back in and nobody's any of the wiser. Did you already play with these? Did you do unimaginable things from the couch with these? Stick them back in there, nobody will know. Nobody will know. But now it's time to dive into it. And we're going to start with Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, too. Good Midwest boy like myself. We're going to start with Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. And we do got the Killer Bees. Now, this almost reminds me, Epic Toys here with their second version of the Killer Bees, reminds me a lot of the Jakks Classic Superstars days. You guys know I'm a classics guy at the end of the day. I even wrote a book on it. Check it out on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. But we got the 2-pack Once Upon a Time, and we got 2 single-carded packs of the Killer Bees along the way. We got one with masks, one with headbands. Now, the original edition of the Epic Toys Killer Bees, we got the masks. Now we get the opposite here. We do get the jackets, and we do get the headbands over here. Very 80s at the time. It's a weird thing. I was a very little kid. I didn't partake in it. But let me tell you, in the 80s, for some reason, a lot of people love to wear a headband, Killer Bees included. I don't get it. I hope it never comes back. Not a headband guy. But we do got the headband here, which is removable. Now, these do not fit as snug as I would like on top of the head. They're a little loose. They will fall off. Wish they were just a little bit tighter because, like I said, you nudge these on a shelf or something, you lose it, and all of a sudden you've lost a headband and your life is ruined. It is totally ruined if you lose one of these. It is the yellow and black attack. Once again, Striper. Don't need to play it, Todd. Don't hit the button. Todd always hits the button over there from the couch. Did Dusty Rhodes get the idea from this? Did he? Maybe. You never know. But they are removable if you need to. Diving into the head sculpt on this one, it's Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. And I'm not saying he's Hulk Hogan where everybody would know his look, but it looks like Jumpin' Jim Brunzell to me. He's got those beautiful teeth, that big old smiling face, and one of the greatest drop kicks of all time, severely underrated in the high flyers category, and lots changed since the 80s, but man, talk about an originator that doesn't get the flowers he deserves. But you know, bees and flowers, it writes itself. What? The birds and the bees? I'll explain it later, Todd. Who knows? Got a haircut you can set anybody's 80s watch to if you need to. Now, we do get these jackets here. I'm assuming, we know what happens when you assume they are the same jackets. They are the same. I wouldn't expect any different. That makes the same. They probably were the same. Got to get the most out of your molds, as we know. He does got that high collar up there. You know he's waltzing into Club Grayskull at a moment's notice. He's a guy from the 80s. He knows all about it. Looking good there. You got the polka dots all over the place. Yellow and gray attack. You got the bee on the back just buzzing around as bees are known to do. I will say a little dull in the coloring on the jackets. Wish it was a little brighter. Wish it wasn't as dull as it is. But once again, I can't picture off the top of my head their jackets at WrestleMania 3. It's not something that's stuck in my memory bank. It's in yours? It's a little dull to you? Okay, well, Todd did leave after their match at WrestleMania 3, so that would make sense, I guess. But I wish it was a little brighter, a little bit more vibrant in the jackets. You got the Killer Bee trunks going on there. Looks like he's ready to go. Looks like a bee. I mean, I'd confuse it. If I saw him in my backyard and said, there's that no good bee back there. You better watch out. It'll sting you. Oh, wait, that's Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. I get him so confused. At the yellow and black attack all the way down. High top sneakers looking pretty good on this one. Yellow knee pads. Get the big old black socks looking very good as well. 2 fists of fury on these bees. They're not messing around. They're throwing punches and bunches in a flurry is what they're doing. Looking good. Now, jacket is removable if you want to. Slides in on, slides off. Obviously, another way, a point of difference to make them different from the original version if you had that. And they are in a beautiful position here. This is the old school Macho Man Randy Savage, Rick the Model Martel, Shawn Michaels, Hasbro positioning. You know I'm here for that along the way. Was going to say, let's put them on a stand. No stand because there's no hole in the foot. And there's no labeling of Epic Toys or anything like that on the feet either. So I'm a little shocked they don't put Epic Toys on here. You got to be Brandon. You got to be pushing your products all the time. You put that on there. Somebody finds this in a loose bin at Jay's Toys and Games. Exactly right, Todd McFarlane. If somebody's selling a loose version, like, I wonder what this is. What brand is this? I don't know. So you got to know that kind of stuff going on. But there's old Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. Now we're going to move over quickly to 1B Brian Blair. And of course, the arch nemesis of the Iron Sheik once upon a time. He also has the headband, does not stay on as well as I would like it to, unfortunately. He does got that 80s mustache and that curly hair on the back end. I mean, he looks like he's been doing a lot of things in the 80s. Looks like Brian Blair to me. I wouldn't confuse this for anybody else. Got the exact same jacket going on over here as well. Same body between these two. I don't know. I always thought Jim Brunzell, it's not like they were big fat guys or anything, but Jim was a little bit more portly. I don't know if that's the word, Todd. But he was a little bit bigger than B. Brian Blair. He always was. So I don't know. Same height and everything. That wasn't the case, I don't think, either. It's basically a very easy repaint here because it is the same shoes between both these guys and the same color patterns going on. That's interesting to note. I don't know. They just both got the Fist of Fury going on. Now, it's going to be interesting when we compare these two because we did get a different position, and these bees will switch position on you, apparently. We've seen them. That's why they had the mask. They'll give you a little of that twin magic before that twin magic was a thing. Looking interesting. I do think this looks like Brian Blair, though. Heads do go back and forth, side to side on both these guys. Arms do go all the way around. No articulation in the hand, elbows, anything like that. You do get waist articulation, and then nothing on the legs. No hole on the foot, none of that kind of stuff. So interesting to note on those. B. Brian Blair, jumping Jim Brunzell, looking pretty good. But I do got their counterparts once upon a time. And pretty wild to see these. I'm a little surprised they didn't use the same body for jumping Jim Brunzell. They mixed it up, kept us guessing. B. Brian Blair got the same body going on. But there is some definite differences between these guys here. Full-on boots here, more of a sneaker look on these ones. You do get the different knee pads as well, and then the wrist tape is the same. I thought it was different there for a second. The yellows are a little different. That could just be factory different times, which you get some yellow and black attack differences. Same heads, it looks like to me, between them. I would imagine the same thing over here. Why wouldn't you? You gotta get the most out of your mold. Same heads as well. We did get the masks with the non-coat versions. We did get the masks, so we can make them different. You got them just like classic superstars once upon a time. So not a bad piece of business. But all that being said, if you got the first edition of the Killer Bees, unless you're a hardcore Killer Bees fan, unless you're a hardcore Todd McFarlane fan, or obviously a hardcore Striper fan, you might not need this second set. It's up to you. You got to choose your own Killer Bee adventure. I have to imagine most people are fine with just one set of the Killer Bees, but you guys tell me in the comments, what's your thoughts on these? You need these? Were you at WrestleMania 3? Did you walk out after the Killer Bees match? So it can only go downhill from here, guys. Is that what you said? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Your best way to support the channel. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast. Each and every Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, videocast on YouTube. So for the Killer Bees, Striper, Todd McFarlane, I'm Kyle.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
I was editor of the school magazine.
Found out a long time ago. You gotta learn to say yes when life says no. See you later!